Today, everyone, wanted to give you a first week welcome from Seattle. For those of you who've had class with me before, it's pretty rare that I'm actually home. But this week has been spent chatting with many of the new students, and so I've enjoyed my conversations with you this week, and have a few more scheduled over the next few days, so looking forward to those. I just want to take a couple of minutes and have some reminders for particularly the new students if this is your first master's level course. I want to challenge you to make sure when you log into the course you read all the announcements. I tend to make a lot of announcements throughout the life of the course. I also want to encourage you to take a look at the Getting Started tutorials that I've put together under the course Home. Those will help you navigate the e-college system. It'll also help you navigate the ebooks, as well as give you some tips on the CSU online library and some of the key things on the course project. So those are typically about 5 or 6 minute videos. If you get a chance, make sure you take a look at those as well as read the announcements. If you haven't had a chance yet to set up the 1 hour call with me, again, that's not mandatory, but what I've found over time is that brand new students have told me that they found it to be very valuable, because what I do is I help walk you through the e-college online system as well as give you some tips on some of the things that I'm looking for as we go forward in the class. And then I just wanted to briefly touch on week 1. Remember, our weeks start on Monday and they end on Sunday night at 11:59. So our lesson 1 actually started yesterday, and all of your work is due by this coming Sunday night at 11:59. You had 2 discussion boards that you had to complete, or that you're going to complete. The first one is simply an introduction. I encourage you to be thorough on those introductions, because many of the students who you are introducing yourself to will be alongside you in various classes over the next few weeks and months. So always take that opportunity to get to know them a little bit better. The second discussion question is really a foundational question that talks about leadership. Before we jump into a definition of servant leadership, I've always thought that it's important for students to understand what a definition of leadership is. And so we go to that in the level of discussion. I've already seen some of the posts. They look pretty good. I encourage you to do some research there, to look at some different definitions through some of your research. And also I threw in that Drew Dudley Lollipops Moments video just to kind of mess you up a little bit. And then finally, the case study this week is a unique one, but it's a case study about you. And for those of you who had a class with me before, you realize that in every class I have in the first week, I ask you to take an assessment. And the assessment here is a morals assessment. And don't get too frightened by that. I've taken it, and it shows that I'm high in some areas and not so high in other areas. But the reason that I do that is I think it's very important as you approach any class or any topic that you get a firm understanding of the lens through which you view things. And again, for those of you who just came out of the critical thinking class, you took a critical thinking assessment and found out the first week what is the critical thinking lens that you use as you're analyzing and trying to solve problems. Well, this one is a one that's a little bit more personal because it does deal with morals and different issues, and so I think it's very appropriate for you to clearly understand the lens through which you will view leadership as we begin to talk about servant leadership and building servant leadership models and all of those things. So just a hearty welcome from me in the first week, actually the second day of the first week. And I always want to encourage you, if you have any questions or comments or things that you haven't quite figured out, please make sure that you contact me. My phone number is in the syllabus. You can email me as well. And again, for those new students who haven't had an opportunity to set up an appointment with me, I really encourage you to do that. And I've laid out quite a bit of time this week in order to chat with you all. So have a great week, and call me if you need me. Take care.